Peace and blessings to all of you. I appreciate you for tapping in with me today. My name is Charmaine. My hair is all over the place because it is a school night. I am winding down for bed, but I wanted to tap in with you guys because I have a question. And I need answers. And that question is, have you guys ever noticed that we are the ones that are responsible for, the mishaps, the chaos, and things along that line in our lives? Now, I'll give you an example. That dead end job that you're at that you hate, you're the one that's keeping yourself there. That relationship that was supposed to have been ended and you're still there, you're the one that's keeping yourself there. Let's see, that shady friend that you're still friends with and you don't want to let them go because y'all been friends for X amount of years and you're going to feel bad, you're keeping yourself there. So do you see the pattern? We're responsible for the negligence, the dysfunction, the chaos, the disorderly aspects of our lives. And we put ourselves there. And then it's like something gets stuck on the bottom of our feet and it's hard to get ourselves up out of that. It's always easier said than done. Let's say you're coming out of a hard a breakup, whether it's a breakup with your friend, whether it's a breakup with your spouse. They said it's easier said than done to get out of that relationship. And you can leave. If you have enough power, you can leave out of there. But if you're tied, if you have these emotional ties that's holding you back from separating yourself from something that's toxic, you're creating that dysfunction in your life. And you're wondering, what the hell's going on? What am I doing to deserve this? I'm nice to this person. I'm loyal, things of that nature. But you're still in a situation that you're supposed to be out of. You're the one that's causing your mental breakdowns. You're the one that's causing your own stress a lot of the time. And it's because we refuse to leave in places that no longer serve us, or that are places that, just really got us in a chokehold and we think that we can do better. Those places are going to keep you stuck, and it's going to make you lose your mind because you're going to question yourself. Doubt is going to set in, things of that nature. And that's when, people start developing things like depression. Depression is usually, I would say, I could be wrong. I don't know because I'm not a therapist or anything like that. But it always seems like depression is the first culprit. And I think these things happen because we suppress ourselves. We're not being our true selves. And I think it is our body's response, or our soul's response to us not living in our power, if that makes sense. And all of us, well, maybe it's not all of us, I don't know. But we get ourselves in these situations, and some of us are quick to snap out of it and see what the problem is and move on. I really admire those people. And some of us, we want to fix it. We want to make sure that we're not tripping. Maybe this isn't going on. Maybe I'm overthinking things. Maybe, whatever the case is. But that's what keeps us stuck, because it's like a curiosity of trying to figure out what this thing is, when other people that are smarter, I guess they people shit quicker, they see it, it's like, no, I'm not dealing with this, I'm out. Then there's those of us that it takes us a little bit longer to process. And then, we beat ourselves up because it's like, how could we not have seen this long ago? And that's because it was there, but you have free will. So whether you want to acknowledge that these things are happening, that's on you. But it is there. And a lot of the times, we tell ourselves that these things aren't happening. We're telling ourselves that we're telling ourselves instead of believing what we're actually seeing that's going on, which is fair. It's fair. It's no judgment, but it sucks because there's a lot of people, it takes them a long time to figure out like this isn't it. And I feel terrible. Like, I watched my mom be in a relationship. She was in her last relationship for 20 years. It was not a good relationship for her. Like, everybody was telling her like, you need to leave. She did not want to leave because that is my brother's father. So she did not want to leave. She wanted to do the right thing. You know, she liked this person, so she wasn't going to abandon him. But little signs were there first, and then big signs were there. um Big signs meaning women calling his phone. Big signs meaning, you know, he's being messy and getting caught up out of state messing with women. He's getting caught up, you know, other women posting him on social media. Things like that. Big things like that. And she chose to stay. And it's like God was like, all right, so you're not seeing this. So let me add this into your life. Oh, you want to ignore that sign too? So let me add this into your life too. And then before you know it, like my mom was in a terrible, terrible, and it was really sad because she became a shell of a person. And that's the best way that I can describe it, because she became somebody that I did not know. And that was a really hard time for her. And like now, even though she's out of the relationship, it's like she's still struggling to let him go. Um he moved out of state. He moved out of state to where he's originally from. And she still wanted to keep ties on him. And now he's moving back to Virginia. You know, I don't know. But it's things like that. Like she created all of that because she could have left. And now, you know, she's at a point now where her health is deteriorating. And then like this man said the most egregious things to her. So it's like she has that stuff playing in her mind. And all of this could have been avoided if she would have just left. But there's so many people that are in situations like that where things are just so completely out of control, and you let it happen. You let it get that way because you did not stand up and say, I'm not dealing with this anymore. You did not stand up for yourself and say, I'm taking my power back. You know, this isn't healthy for me. And let people be. That's the best thing you can do, is just let people be. But I get it, you know, we don't all catch on like that. I'm one of them, because I the way I operate is I don't see the negative in people. Like, I'm not going to automatically think like, oh, this person wants to set me up. Oh, this person, she like intentionally wants to date guys that I think are cute. You know, things like that. We don't think that these are the people that we're accepting into our lives. But I see the good in people. And it's like, shame on me, because I see the good, and those people don't deserve me seeing the good in them. But I guess I don't know. I don't know what that is. I wouldn't say I don't want to see the bad in people, because I'd rather you tell me, show me who you are. But I see the good, and I get overshadowed by the good. So when people are doing bad to me, I'm confused, because it's like, why would you do bad to me when you have so much potential and I see nothing but extraordinariness in you? So it's always like their loss, but you know, it's always like shame on me, because I should have gotten myself out of this situation sooner rather than later. But you know, sometimes we don't get that clarity until, you know, extreme amount of bullshit that an extreme amount of bullshit has occurred, has happened within our lives or within the course of that action. But yeah, that's funny, isn't it? Like, if you sit back and think about it, a lot of the stuff that's happening to you in your life, you're responsible for. Now, I'm not talking about like if you go to a job, if you start a job and you have shady coworkers, because you didn't ask for that. You just thought that you were getting a job and you were doing a job that you're paid to do. You didn't ask for the other stuff. You wasn't expecting the other stuff. Or like, you can't control the family that you're born into. Like, you can't control it. Like, if you're a kid and these people are, you know, belittling you, making you seem like you're not as smart as you are, things of that nature. You didn't ask to be born in that. But as you get older and you see these things, you can you can decide to separate yourself. Like, okay, this isn't healthy. I've been going through this since I was a child. This is not okay. I'm removing myself. But then there's situations where, your man cheats on you or your girlfriend cheats on you. That's strike one. You catch them out in public with a person. That's strike two. I don't know, but they've given you too many clear visions as to why they're not it, and you still stick around. So it's like you're torturing yourself, and you can't be mad at the person because it's like they showed you already. And whether you decide to stick around or not, that's on you. But be advised that you are responsible for your own mental health. At the end of the day, that's something that I've learned. Like, when I first got diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and oh my gosh, I can't believe I said that. Oh my gosh, no, I do not wish that all my life. When I had got diagnosed with depression and anxiety, that was, I guess it was set on by, I think it was set on by the situation I was dealing with my kid's father and his mother. But really, I could have got myself out of that. I decided to stick around in the batshit behavior. I decided to stick around because, that's my daughter. It was just my daughter at the time. That is her grandmother, that's his mom. So, let me be respectful. Me being respectful and not checking the shit, that's how things just started to escalate. Me not speaking up. So that was me being responsible for that bullshit in my life. And then everything else that came with my life, if I wasn't consciously aware or like really peeping like what's going on, then that's on me. It's all on me. Like, now, the way my mind is, like, my eye is on everybody. Because now I see now that people have ill intentions. And like, I watch too much shit on YouTube and on social media and stuff. People really do be having ill intentions. And it's like an attack on, it's like good versus evil. And it's like the evil people are really trying to show or not show the good people how bright they really are. So they try to destroy you. They try to beat you down as much as they can to keep you here. Because if they get into here, then they win because they got you. Because it's so easy to rewire the brain. And this is why it's crucial to know who you are. So people can't tell you who they are. That's what I mean when I say that, because your brain can be rewired. That's how people get caught up in like cults and things like that, because they're brainwashed. But I just want you all to like think about, give you something to think about. Just reflect throughout your life and see, like, the crazy shit. Like, how did I get there? Think about that and think about the role that you played. Like, could you have gotten yourself out of that situation? Or if this is something that you stayed in for way too long, you kept ignoring the flags that were there. I want to hear you guys' story. So if you like this and if you want to hear more stories like this or any of my points, please subscribe to me. I appreciate you all for tapping in with me today. Hang out with me more often because I don't be having nobody to talk to. I don't have any friends like that. But yeah, I'm just joking. But I will talk to you guys later.